of the year here in January 2022. And so everybody makes New Year's resolutions, and a lot of them are that, I'm going to get fit this year for bikini season. And so, I don't know. What do y'all think? Should I get fit for bikini season? But the truth of the matter is that people, they have these lofty goals that they set for themselves at the beginning of the year, and a couple months into it, it's waning, and then by summertime, they've totally forgotten about that whole goal that they set. And we see this all the time. People have good intentions, but they lack discipline. And so I've created a formula for myself that helps me be successful at these goals that I set. Because every year I set a goal for myself that I want to learn something new this year, something new I want to learn how to do. And so I create structure, routine, and discipline. So the first part of that is structure, right? Which is setting a goal. What do I want to do? Well, let's use the fit example. I want to get fit. I want to lose 50 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever it is. That's the goal. That's the structure. So you're going to eat better and exercise, right? Get fit, eat better, exercise. That's the structure. Now you got to create a routine. Well, what am I going to do every day? Well, I'm going to start meal prepping. I'm going to start planning out my meals, not eat junk food. I'm going to work out 5 days a week. And so people start doing that. They start hitting it. They got the structure, they got the routine, and they're well on their way. They're knocking it out. They're having success for the first couple months. And then they start getting lazy. They miss a day here. They miss a day there. They go binge eat a whole bag of Doritos. And slowly start fading back into that old lifestyle because they don't have the discipline that it takes to be successful. So there's three elements: structure, routine, and discipline. And discipline is where most people fail, because everybody goes to the gym today on a Monday and everybody's working out because they want to get fit and get that new beach bod. But by June, there ain't nobody in there but the gym rats just jacking steel all day because people don't have discipline. And so for me, that's what I focus on the most. So if you follow for part 2, I'm going to show you how I create that discipline. But the full structure is structure, routine, discipline. Structure. What's the goal? How am I going to get there? I want to get fit, so I'm going to eat better and exercise. That's my structure. I take that structure, I create a routine. I'm going to work out 5 days a week. I'm only going to eat lean proteins and vegetables, no carbs. That's it. Then that's the routine. But you got to stay disciplined. Follow for part 2. All right. Well, welcome to part 2 of structure, routine, and discipline. Talking specifically about discipline. How do you create it, and how do you have it have longevity in your life? So there's 3 things that come to mind when I talk about discipline. 3 things you need to have. Number 1, set small attainable goals. Very important. Small attainable goals. Number 2, track your progress. Very important to track your progress to see where you're going and how successful you've been. And 3rd, have an accountability partner. Somebody that's checking in on you to make sure that you're accomplishing the goals that you set forth. All right, so let's talk about those 3 things. Number 1, setting small goals. So if you want to lose 50 pounds, that's a really large goal. So let's break it down and let's say, well, we're going to lose 1 pound a week. That's a small goal that's attainable. And you track your progress. You pay attention to how much you're eating, what you're eating. You're not eating the bad foods. You're tracking that. What did I eat today? You sit down and you journal it out. What did I eat today? Okay? You're tracking your progress. And you see how much. Oh, hey, I lost a pound this week. And the week after I lost a pound. And then that 3rd week I didn't lose any. Okay, so now I know I need to pay a little bit closer attention to my diet or my exercise routine because I didn't lose like I wanted to. You're tracking it so you can stay on track. Here's an example from my own life. I wanted to build my relationship with God, so I made it a commitment that I was going to do a Bible study every single day. And so I would do a Bible study, and then I would track it in my journal. And I could see D01, D02, D03. Those are how many days consecutive. And if I missed a day, the next time I did my Bible study, it would be day 01. Start all over again, right? Holding myself accountable. I also told my friends and family what I was doing. Hey, I'm doing this Bible study. when I would go to my men's group, I would bring my Bible study and I would show them like, hey, I'm on day 400, right? Have accountability. So those are the 3 things that you can do. Set small attainable goals. My first goal was, I'm going to be in my Bible study for 30 days. Then it was 60 days. Then it was 90 days. Then it was 120. And then I'm going to do it for a full year. I think my max number was like 428 days consecutive. And I missed a couple during this last holiday. So right now I'm on like day 3. New year, starting it all over again. Something I want to be consistent in. So those are my small attainable goals. Then I started tracking my progress with the day 01, day 02. And the third thing that I did was I told people what I was doing and they held me accountable to that. And so you can do the same thing in your life. What is it that you want to do this year? What goal have you set? All right, story time. And it has to do with the new thing I'm gonna learn this year. And so when I was a kid, I think in like 4th or 5th grade, we had Mrs. Savage. Yeah, that was her name, bro. Mrs. Savage. And she was savage, dude. Like, this is back when they could whack you with a ruler and nobody cared, okay? So I'm not saying that she did that. I'm just saying that was the time that I grew up in. And if anybody was going to whack you with a ruler, it would have been her. Or maybe Mrs. Zinselmeyer. She may have done it too, if you got on her bad side. But I digress. What we had to do, I still remember it vividly in 5th grade, and it was so much fun, is that we had to build a board game. So each one of us had to go home and build a board game. You know, we had to write down all the rules, what the goal of the game was, how did you win, how did you lose, and then we had to draw a board game, draw all the characters. We could use dice. I don't think we didn't have to make dice. Maybe we did. I don't remember. But we had to build everything. And then what we did is that every week, 2 or 3 of these games would be chosen, and we would all test these games. So we would all get to play everybody else's game, and then there was a little score sheet that we rated it on to see what everybody thought about this game. What were people's ideas about it? What did they think about it? Was it easy to play? Did they understand it? Was it fun? So all of that. And I remember that was so much fun as a kid, building and testing these games. It was fun. Here we are, I mean, 5th grade. Gosh, that's like so many years ago for me. I still remember doing it. I built that game. That was a lot of fun as a kid. And so now, follow for part 2 to see what I'm going to be doing this year for 2022. So for me, for this year, my goal, I wasn't going to tell you guys, but then I told you about accountability. So here we go, big time accountability. This year, I want to build a tabletop game. So a game that I created out of my own brain. It's like a card game. It's got cool characters in it. But I'm telling you guys, that's my goal for this year, is to create this game. And so it's an idea I've had for a couple years. I've gone so far as to create all the characters, create all the weapons, create the whole thing. The last part now is to actually have the artwork commissioned and then have it printed out into an actual game, so that way it can get tested. Because it's got to be tested, right? It's got to be put in front of some players so they can play it and see if it works. So that's my goal for this year, is that by Christmas, I will have this game out there and you guys can buy it. And so maybe I'll do a Kickstarter. I don't know. Probably not. It's a lot of work. I probably won't do Kickstarter. But if you guys like it, if you guys like the idea as it's coming together, you know, maybe I will. We'll see. So that's my goal for this year, is to finish this game that's been mulling around in my brain and put it out there for people to play and get it tested, packaged, ready to go for the 2022 Christmas season, to have it out there available for people to play, buy, whatever. The game is based on, you know, building your character through cards. Very similar to other card games that are out there, but very simple and very military veteran centric. So the goal will be basically to retire from the military. So you'll get a character, Army, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard Space Force, I guess now is a thing. So all those different branches, and then you'll have a different MOS, different military occupational specialty. And each turn you'll have an opportunity to either gain rank or lose rank depending on the cards you draw. It makes you do different things. So the goal will be to retire first. And so there'll be a lot of funny, witty quips in there that are military centric that veterans will know. And I really want to build these things so I can ship them to guys who are deployed and give them a little something to do. We play a lot of spades, a lot of dominoes out there in the field because cards are easy to carry around. And so I want to create this same type of feel with this, but it'll be something that's more personalized, that has to do with the military veteran lingo, and something that they're all experiencing right now. So they'll have a connection to it. So I'll be able to send these out in care packages. So wish me luck. That's my goal for 2022. What's yours?